Let me let this thing count down for a second. I'm drunk like a little bit. No, probably not a little bit, a lot of bit. I am actually drunk, but I just want to know how the no contact people doing. Like, because, you know, that's a tough situation for people that are actually no contact with their parents. And I know that people say, oh, you should talk to your mother because you never know when things are going to, change forever and stuff like that. But hey, but I just want to know, what are the no contact people doing? Are y'all all right? Are y'all okay? Because it's a hard thing to deal with when everybody's celebrating their parents, and your mother may be alive, but you're not celebrating her today. So what are y'all doing, and how are y'all doing? That's what I want to know. And what did you do? Like, has this been going on for years, or is this your first year of no contact? Because this is actually my first year. So I don't know. Um, I don't know how this is supposed to go, but um, I thought I would be feeling bad, but I'm actually not. And I don't know if that's because I'm out or not, but um, like, I've told my story on here before about me and my mother's relationship, and how I love my mother dearly, but the things that has transpired between my mother and I, and the way things have played out, I just can't do it. And there needs to be either some form of therapy or some form of mediation between us before our relationship can continue. So I just want to talk to the people that have maybe been in this predicament, and have maybe been no contact with their parents or their mother for years. Like, how does it go? Like, how are y'all doing? You haven't spoken to your mother? Is your mother still alive? So what are you doing? How are you doing with that? Are you okay? Like, because I just want to check on y'all. I want to make sure that, everybody is doing well and staying strong and being, you know, dealing with it and being okay. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling some type of way, maybe like Friday, like when the time was coming up for Mother's Day, and I kind of thought about it, but it was kind of like, I just can't do it. Did you do something different to celebrate? Like, are you a mother, or are you, because I'm a mother of two. So are you a mother? Because, I spoke to my kids. Like, one of my kids is currently out of town, and my other kid is at work. And, I've spoken to them, and I actually went to a brunch today. So this wasn't my typical Mother's Day, but I just wanted to talk. How are you doing? Oh, well, my mother actually has a relationship with my kids, but just not with me. Like, I chose to, but it's funny now because um I feel like my daughter is now experiencing some of the things that I have experienced, and she's getting to know. the person that I always knew. Because me as a person who I am, I never throw people under the bus. I let people see people on their own and meet people and see people's flaws on their own before I discuss them. So, do you feel bad about it or are you okay? Because seriously, I was feeling bad about it, but now it's kind of like, it just is what it is at this point. Never ever. Are you still there? Or are you, like, what did you do? Is this like your first year or have you been not speaking to your mother for a while? Yep. And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Because, you know, when you thank you, when you do certain things, you end up, like when you don't speak on things, you end up, I'm okay. I'm actually doing better than I thought I would be doing. I'm doing better than I thought I would. But when you don't speak to when you don't speak to your mother, it's kind of almost like some form of guilt, you know, because it's like, what if something bad happens? But I always pray, like, I pray that, hey, I always pray that, you know, we will be able to mediate at some point. But I, coming from a black family, you know, black people are not big on therapy, and I've never been to therapy. But okay, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you're standing in it. Thank you. Thank you. At least you're standing in it and you're standing your ground, because when you go back, like, I just feel like the reason why I won't go back, like, I felt so bad, but the reason why I won't go back and, like, you know, people say, "Oh, you got to be the bigger person." The reason why I won't be the bigger person is because I know that if I just go back and there's no mediation, no therapy, no nothing, I feel like things are going to be exactly the same. Like, it might be okay. And this is the thing. I can express how I feel as a woman to my mother, but in black households and in when you're black, it's this whole thing of, if you say that your mother doesn't like, thank you. If you say something that your mother doesn't like, regardless if it's pertaining to her or not, it's like you're disrespecting her. Like, oh, I know you're not disrespecting me. And it's just like, no, I'm really not trying to disrespect you. I'm just trying to tell you how your actions made me feel. And a lot of mothers don't be open to that. And that's my issue. Like, that's why I am where I am. And I don't hate my mother. I love my mother dearly, but I just can't, I can't do it. Like, I really can't. Because I feel like as a woman, I've done too much. Like, I feel like I've overcompensated as a daughter. And sometimes, like, when you feel like, to be honest, I would think to myself, like, was it because I was a teen mother, or because, you know, at one point I used to fight people a lot and stuff like that? I would think it was because of those things. But then when I think back to just being like a little girl and all the issues that I would experience with my parents before I even became a teen mom or anything like that, it was like there was always an issue. Like, I can recall there always being an issue with my mother. And I can recall people saying things to me, like family members or like people from the outside looking in, like, what's going on? Or like, are you okay? Or like, is it something, like, is this something going on? Like, what did you do? Like, people and would just say, strangers would say things to me, and that's when it dawned on me, like, there has to be something going on. Like, I'm not crazy. Because, you know, when you speak up for yourself, you're kind of like viewed as this crazy person. But I know I'm not crazy. I just don't let people do whatever they want to do to me. So at this point in my life, like, I'm 39 years old, I started to realize that a lot of the things that I was experiencing in other people, I experienced them because of the experiences that I was having with my family. And I have a hard time with females. I have a hard time trusting other women. I just have hard experiences with women, period. And I feel like I'm such a nice person. Like, I'm such a bubbly, nice person. And I can have fun and entertain anybody and talk to anybody. Like, I talk to people all the time. I talk to people when I'm in the market. I talk to people when I'm in the store, on the street, strangers. I speak to people. Like, I have no issue speaking to people. So it's like, it can't be me. Like, it can't be. But when you're so used to receiving a certain thing from people, it's almost like you get that from everybody, you know? Yeah, and when you talk to people, that's when you really start realizing, like, okay, this wasn't normal, you know? And it sucks because, oh really, in Arabic households it's like that too. It sucks because you can't voice your opinion, and you can't, I personally know that I can't say what I need to say to my mother as a woman for us to get past where we are right now. And like, even the fact that my mother did not reach out to me when she realized I was not speaking to her. Like, my daughter, me and my daughter are like this. I could not imagine me and my daughter not speaking. Like, if me and my daughter stopped speaking, or if I noticed my daughter wasn't answering the phone to me, like answering the phone for me, like, I would be in front of her door like Ray J in the rain, like if I had one wish. Like, girl, I know you're not calling yourself not speaking to me. So I just don't understand how you can be okay with just letting your kid just be like, whatever, like letting your child just be like, you know, oh, she not speaking to me, fuck her, you know? I'm really genuinely not a mean person, and I'm not a nasty person. I've never been. Who is this? Because you always say that you went to school with me. What's your name? What's your real name? Because you always say that. You seen that before. But you said that before. But um I've always been, like I said, I've always tried to overcompensate for you know, I always felt something was wrong. I always felt something was wrong. And I feel like I would try to be like, you know, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I do that, or maybe if I always, Vinny! Oh my God, Vinny! Hi! You was my baby! How have you been? I've always been, you know, I feel like I tried to overcompensate, or I would just overdo things because I knew something was wrong. But even in doing that, it was always, it never worked. Like, it never worked. Like, nothing I tried to do. And even with my family experience and tragedy, like, I stepped up into a position where my mother's own brothers and sisters did not step up. And the treatment that I received beyond that is crazy. Like, and it's a long story. I can't even, I probably don't even have enough time to even tell it. But I just wish things weren't this way, because I'm a family person. Hi. Thank you. I'm a family person, and I just wish things weren't this way. But when you have been verbally abused and mentally abused, it's a hard thing to reverse. Thank you. Thank you. It's a hard thing to reverse, because those things replay in your mind. Like say for instance, this is one quick thing that I can tell y'all just real quick. So I opened up a hair salon, and this was like, maybe when I opened up my hair salon, I might have been open for maybe 4 months at the most. And I stopped at my parents' house for something, and we're having this conversation, and my mom just comes out of nowhere like, yeah, that's why your business is failing, because you don't know how to act. And she's just saying all of this weird random stuff, and me and her had stopped speaking at that point. But my dad was like, oh, cut that out, and you don't have no business not calling yourself, not speaking to your mom, and blah 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 blah. So that kind of made me feel like I was wrong, so I'm like, you know what, maybe this is messing our family up, maybe I shouldn't do that. So then I went back. But in all actuality, the whole entire time I had my business, that replayed over and over in my head. And it was just like, Mom, how can you say something to me like this when you know that I'm trying to build something and get something off the ground? Like, why would you say something like this so early on in the game? Which, mind you, I had just started the business, and you would think that if you're trying to do something on your own and you're trying to build a legacy and stuff for your family, you would think that the people that are closest to you would be in your corner. But I did not get that. Like, my mom would do stuff like tell me about people that was hiring when I had a whole business, or like job applications. And it's just like, girl, you fill out the applications. Why are you sending me this? Like, if you know what I'm trying to do, send me stuff in regards to what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just mean. It's just mean. And you don't want to have that. You just don't want to hear that from your family and the people whose opinion you value, because you want them to support you, and you want them to say, you could do anything, or you can be anything, or whatever, because that's what I tell my children. And so far, that has been working for my kids. Like, I have my daughter will be 22 next month, and my son is 19. So, I always speak life into them. I never tell them that they can't do something, even no matter what it is. I say, as long as it's something positive, you can do it. But when you're trying to do something positive and you have the people that you respect the most speaking negatively about it, it's hard for you to achieve it. Like, when you watch people, like for instance, when I watched Kanye West documentary and how his mother supported him in his journey, that is very important for the people that you know. Hi, how you get over here? That is very important for the people that you know and care about to support you, because it makes you feel as though you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. When somebody is constantly pushing you in a different direction than the vision that God gave you, it's making you feel as though you did something wrong, because you value that person's opinion, you know? Thank you. But, oh, your kids is right behind mine. Same age as mine, just about. You know, you definitely could be onto something with that. But I don't think that you have no reason to be jealous, because at the end of the day, if I make it, we all make it, right? And that's what, if I make it, we all make it. So it's no point for you to, it's no reason for you to be jealous. That's just like my daughter went on to do something. My daughter went on to do something that I was interested in, when I was younger and raising my children. My daughter is going to school for ultrasound sonography, and I always, encourage her and speak to her about that, and we talk about that a lot, because you see them, they going crazy. But I always encourage her a lot, because I want her to achieve. Why would I not want my daughter to achieve something that I wanted, And the fact that my mom didn't do that for me is really sad, but it's nothing I can do. And I don't hate my mother. Like, I love my mother dearly. It's just that we can't, like, we're not on the same page. Like, we're just not on the same page. And don't get me wrong, that's okay too, but you just never really know, how people feel about you until certain things happen. And I don't like the fact, like, if you don't like me, you don't like my attitude and all of that, let me know so we can rectify that. We can get that under control, and maybe I can stay over here and you stay over there. Not you wait until you get in front of an audience of people and then you have so many negative things to say about me, or you're bringing up things that you may deem as negative that I may have done in the past, you know what I'm saying, in front of other people. Because that's just not that's just not, that's not conducive to the advancement of your child. So why would you do that? Let's talk about that two-parent household for a second, because two-parent household is not all it's cracked up to be. She wasn't meant to be a mother, maybe not to me. I will try therapy, but my mom is too. And you know what? I slightly feel that way about my mom. Like, I feel like even if I contacted her and suggest that we go to therapy, I don't know if it will work. But a two-parent household is tricky because it can go both ways. Like, you can see your parents be together and be like, ugh, I don't want this for myself. I don't really like this, because my dad, he was an awesome dad. Thank you. My dad was an awesome dad. Like, my dad was the neighborhood dad. Like, my dad was an amazing dad. But husband, not so much. But what he did as a husband had nothing to do with me, because I was his daughter, So I never really overstepped my bounds in regards to my father, what he did to my mother, because they had nothing to do with me. His treatment of my mother, they had their own thing going on. So, And not necessarily saying that my dad treated my mother bad, because my dad took care of all of us. Like, my mom is still a stay-at-home mom, like right now. Like, if it was at any point, whatever my mom was doing, if she didn't want to do it, my dad would be like, stop it, like, stay home. Like, but being a mom, being in a two-parent household, you get to see how men are and how women are. And like for me, I never developed the hate of black men like a lot of women have. But um it was always, it was a slippery slope. I would like to try, but I don't know if she would be open to it, because that older black generation, they just like, I only know therapy is either my way or the highway. You know? That's just that's just how people are. Like, if I called my mom and was like, could we go to therapy? Because I have so many questions that I should have been asked, but I didn't ask them out of respect, because I know my mother, and I know that my mother would feel like I'm disrespecting her if I said certain things. So, like, my grandparents, all my grandparents passed away in 99. And I had a relationship with my dad's mother, like, spent the night over her house on weekends. We went to the movies. We hung out. I was always around her. Whereas with my mother's mother, I didn't know her until she got dementia. Like, I can only recall seeing her maybe, hey, I can only recall seeing her maybe once or twice as a like, growing up. So I have so many questions about that. And you know how sometimes people, like, if you ask them certain questions, they'll deflect, or they'll try to act as if they don't remember because they don't want to answer the questions. And I don't want to go through that either. So that's another thing. I have a question. So today, how would you feel if you just sent her a happy Mother's Day text? Not a call. Well, you know what? So it was my mother's birthday, and this happened last year. I had put a card in her mailbox, and she did not call me. She did not text me. She did not, send a message through my kids and say thank you or anything like that. But when I had talked to my dad on the phone, my dad had told me, oh yeah, we got the card, thank you. And it's just like, the card wasn't for you. It wasn't your birthday. So why are you telling me thank you? Like, you think that means something? It doesn't. It wasn't your birthday. So I don't think that will work, you know? And that's exactly where I am right now. I've definitely let it go and moved on. But, I just wanted to talk to, people that may have been in a similar situation, because, us speaking to each other, we can help each other. I don't have makeup on. Yeah, but it's okay. Like, I don't feel bad. I'm not hurt. It just, I'm at the point in my life where I just accept people for who they are and what they are. Um, I just accept everything for how it goes. Isn't that weird? When I don't even, like, you can see all the spots on my face. Like, I literally have acne. Like, nigga, you never seen acne before? Like, That's a normal thing. I don't know if y'all so used to seeing people with filters on their face and all of that, but I'm not one of those bitches. If you want to go see that, go somewhere else, because this is not the channel that you want to find that on. I got acne. If you don't like chocolate chip cookies, click off. Like, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not putting no makeup on. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see, what what other people's experiences are, you know and thank you. I just wanted to see what other people's experiences are, and see if any of my subscribers or any of the people that I talk to are experiencing a similar thing, because hopefully, we can get it together before tragedy strikes. But if not, that's just going to be something I'm just going to have to live with. But like I said, I am a family person. I'm a family person. I'm a friend person. I'm a loving person. I'm a caring person. And just because people do me dirty, or don't people do me dirty, or people don't treat me right, that doesn't, harden my heart, because that's not who I am. So, I'm always open to making amends, or trying to make it better. But if you're not trying to make it better with me, then who cares? If you're not trying to make amends with me, I just can't. Thank you. If you're not trying to make amends with me, it's just nothing. It's nothing that I can do, you know. And I don't know. But how y'all doing anyway? Like, I know that my mother has been through a lot as a person, and not that I have sympathy for her, but I understand certain things. I understand certain things. Um, why she acts a certain way. But when you experience something with your family or with your mother and stuff, you're supposed to be a better version for the next generation, and you're supposed to try to do better the next time. And that's my whole thing. But that didn't happen. So it's nothing really that I can do. Hi, Allison. Oh, thank you. You was a Crip. Why you in jail? But yeah, I still, for sure, I still love my mom, and I wish her the best, and I wish her happiness, and all of the, positivity and everything like that. But it's just not coming. The positivity is not coming my way. So yes, I actually do. I do. And who you gonna kidnap? Hi. Who you done kidnapped, Mr. Crip? And how you get tangled up in it? Cause now you got me invested in the story. Um, right. Like, what the heck happened? Like, now we invested, right? The chat is invested. Hog 77, what did you do? Cause we scared. I don't know about that. But you better do right and say your prayers. Thank you. You better do right this time when you get out. You got a long time for you to be in there, or you about to get out soon. Because if you about to get out soon, let that gangbanging stuff go. It ain't it. Okay? Thank you. That ain't it. Okay? And you already can see that it ruined your life. So you already here, so you might as well subscribe. Yes, the streets definitely ain't it, and the streets definitely ain't got nothing for you. And if you think you be going through something with your family, them streets, honey, they will definitely have you tangled up in some stuff that you will not be able to get out of, and it'll be a lifelong scandal. I come up for parole this year, and I want to link up with you. Well, I don't think that's gonna be able to happen, honey. I'm scared of the Crips. And I got a man. But I don't know. I don't know about that, honey. But I want you to get your life right and do the right thing when you get out, okay? Because that gang banging, you know where you're going to end up at, right back where you at right now, or you're going to end up out in the street. I'm actually downtown in Center City in Philadelphia. I was at a brunch today, and I had to come outside because I was just tired and I was a little bit drunk, and they started that mama stuff, and I was like, let me get up out of here. So I came and sat in the car, which, hold up. So I'm sitting in the parking lot. You so funny. Yes, but me and everybody in here is praying for you. You better cut that mess out. You best cut that mess out. I know you from LA, because we don't do that over here where I'm from. We don't do that on the East Coast, baby. I'm a gang all by myself. Everything I done did, and I done been in jail before too, but everything I done did by myself. So you better get out, and you better fly right. You better walk a straight line when you get out, and don't be acting a fool. Complaining about what? What are you talking about? When I'm literally talking to somebody else. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know if you just getting up here, but I wasn't complaining about anything. I was sitting up here busting it up with my subscribers, and then here comes somebody being messy, just saying anything. Yeah, but yeah, that whole gangbanging stuff, and one thing about when you do stuff with people, you got to worry about somebody diming you out. And I never been that type of girl. Like, if I was pulling up on somebody, or if I was going to go do something to somebody, I was always by myself. I'm a one-man army. Okay? Hi, Yvonne. It's so funny because I was literally talking about my grandma on this live stream, and that is my grandmother's name, and I loved her so much. May she rest in peace. She passed away in 99, but oh my God, my grandma's name was Yvonne, and she was so special. Like, she was the best. She was like one of the best people in the whole wide world that I ever met. And I know you probably are too, because that's an amazing name. See, now you threatening people. Didn't I tell you to denounce that Crip stuff? I just told you about 5 minutes ago, leave that Crip stuff alone, didn't I? And you on here cutting up. Don't you do that, okay? Don't do that. Oh, thank you. Americans complain too much about what? You say one more thing out of the way, I'm gonna have to block you, because I don't even know what you're talking about. I was just sitting here busting it up, having a little chit chat with y'all, and talking to y'all about Mother's Day, and about mothers, and about being no contact with your mother and stuff like that, and just allowing people to have a space and a time and a moment to discuss how they feel about that. I'm not complaining about anything because it's no point. It's no point to complain because there ain't nothing I can do. But if you, America is a continent, right? But what are we talking about? Like, why are we talking about America right now when I'm sitting up here talking about mothers? Like, what be happening with some of y'all? I just don't know. All right, don't start getting too freaky now. Are you a baby mama? What do you mean by that? You know I will be on there now. You got to tell me when you gonna put it up so I can be on there. You know I'm gonna come on there. Cause we was talking about that before in the comments, and I told you I was gonna come up there. Right, he tripping. Like, what are you talking about? Am I your baby mama? What does that have to do with anything? I'm an ex-wife. My kid, I was married to my kid's father. One of them. I have 2 kids. But I've been married before. So I was married to one of my kids' fathers. So what are we asking right now? Who is Elaine? Who Elaine? Why did you leave him? Why did you leave him? Why did I lose my husband? That's a funny question. So, not necessarily that I lost my husband, but me and my husband, we was young. Like, I got married when I was 21. And, you know, it was just a lot going on. Me and him was both just, like, I was young and wild and just, you know, we used to fight a lot. We used to fight a lot. And I didn't want my kids to grow up in that type of environment. So, and I was a fighter, so it didn't affect me. No, I'm not using young as an excuse. I'm not using young as an excuse because I was young enough to have children. So I knew exactly what I was doing. But my children were more important to me for me to know that, you know, having them see a certain thing or grow up around a certain thing just wasn't conducive to the life I was trying to provide for them. Like, my ex-husband was in the Navy. He was a cheater. He was doing all, like, it's a long story. But at the end of the day, I could get a husband. Like, it's nothing. Like, you need a gentleman from the West. You ain't no gentleman. You is a crip. You talk about I need a gentleman. Who filed for divorce? My ex-husband actually filed for divorce. But your husband is your family, for God's sake. Yeah, he cool, but no lie, my husband is still the same person. So had me and him stayed together. Oh no, because my man right now that I have, my man right now that I have, we're getting married. So it's not you were controlling, but what will make you think that? Because it wasn't even that type of situation. We used to fight over dumb stuff, but I feel like it was just because, like me, I like fighting. Like, I like boxing. I like that type of stuff. So no, I'm not sad. I'm fine. You coming to my wedding? In my mind, the fighting, it wasn't bad to me, but I knew it was bad for my children. Like, I knew it was bad for my kids to see something like that. I knew it was bad for my kids to see constant violence and constant arguing and fighting and stuff like that. So I did not want that for my kids. So I had to make the mature decision to move on. Yes. And I've never been that type of woman that was like, you know, blaming it on him or saying that it was me, because I definitely forgive my ex-husband. Like, me and him is cool right now. Like, me and him is cool today. But it was just that when we were younger, we were just young and wild and free, and we was just doing anything. So, thank you. And I try to be there for my kids, and I try to, you know, allow my children to be themselves and just, you know, support them in whatever it is that they do. And they've been fine. They've turned out great. I love my kids. My kids are amazing. But as a woman, you know, we haven't set a date yet, but I feel like we're probably going to go to Vegas. We're just going to up and randomly go to Vegas one day, because I'm not like that girl that wants to, you know, put on the wedding dress and have like this whole showdown or whatever. Philadelphia. I'm not into that. I'm more into the actual experience. Were you aggressive with communication? Yes. Yes. I'm a Philadelphian. I'm a woman from Philadelphia. Beanie Siegel raised me, like, outside of my actual family. Yes, I'm an aggressive Philadelphia woman. Yes. But I'm also actually fun. Like, my ex-husband will tell you, like, my ex-husband will be like, yo, we used to be having a ball, even though we was doing dumb stuff. Like, my husband drove me over the bridge on the roof of his car because he wouldn't let me in the car. And I was, you know, holding on to the roof of his car, and people are riding by and they're like flagging us down, thinking I'm like car surfing or something. But I actually wasn't car surfing. This nigga wouldn't let me in his car. So I'm like sitting on the roof. And mind you, we're going to go get my newborn baby. And we was just talking about this the other day, and we was cranking up. But we're going to go get my newborn baby, but we was having a really bad argument, so he wouldn't let me in his car. But no, I wasn't mean. It's just that, you know, sometimes when you don't see eye to eye with people, you might get into a confrontation with them. But that doesn't mean that I was mean, because we would have a disagreement one minute, and then the next minute we be back laughing and giggling and having a good time. So I think having a disagreement with people is normal. It's all in how you bounce back from that disagreement. How's the cheesecake? Only place that I go to for cheesecake is the Cheesecake Lady. She's up on Township Line Road, and she has the best cheesecake that I know of in the city. But she makes like these little mini cheesecakes, and they are so delicious. So I don't know if you're in this area, but you need to go check her out, because that's where I go get cheesecakes from, which I haven't had one in a while, and you're going to make me go get one. But they are really, really good. But I'm not a super big fan of cheesecakes in this city, because it's not too many people that know how to make them. That's the new husband. Yes, his kids are not my children's age, but they're like older kids. Thank you. No, I did not. I didn't try counseling, because, like I said, black people don't be doing that. And I just was like, you know, I knew. Oh, you in Texas? Well, who got the good cheesecake out there? Because I be traveling. But, yeah, black people don't be going no therapy. I was just like, boy, you get away from me. You stay away from me. I'm going to stay away from you. And that was that, you know? But we had a rough little, you know, after we separated and stuff, it was rough. But we, you know, we eventually figured it out. And that's what life is all about. It's about figuring out your problems. You want to send me some cheesecake from where? Where you be getting your cheesecake from? And how you like your cheesecake? Do you like it like fluffy and light and airy, or do you like it thick and like extra cheesy? Because the place that I go to, her cheesecakes are like so thick, but they little. But you can't even, like, they last so long because they are so thick and rich. No, all we have is cheesecake. Really? Y'all missing out, because Cheesecake Factory, their cheesecakes are okay, but they not like, they won't blow you. The cheesecake lady will blow you away. Did you marry in the house? No, child. I got married in my ex-husband in his grandma's living room. In his grandma's living room, and after I had came home from cosmetology school, child, we just up and randomly, my ex-husband was like, yo, my man, his friend, he a pastor, he over here, you trying to do this thing or what? And I was like, yeah. So he just up and married us one day, because we had the marriage license, and we were supposed to go to the justice of the peace. And when we were supposed to go to the justice of the peace, it didn't, something went wrong and it didn't work out. But then his godfather was like, he had a friend that was like a pastor, so randomly married us. We got married on like a random Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's basically what happened. And then he went away to the middle. No, it's getting dark outside. It's starting to get dark. And the place where I was at, they're actually letting out right now, so people are getting in their cars because I'm parked in the lot. So yes, we are actually okay. And that's my youngest child's father. And we're actually cool right now. Like, all the stuff we went through now at this point, we laugh at it because it was just like, it wasn't that serious, you know? But when you in it, it don't really, you know, it doesn't really feel like it's not that serious when you actually in it. But, you know, we made it through. And I don't point the finger at him. Thank you. I don't point the finger at him. And I don't know if he points the finger at me. I don't think so. Who, my ex-husband? No, I'm dating somebody else now. Like, I've been in a relationship with somebody else now for a while. But no, we're actually cool. Like, we're cordial. Like, we're really cool. And my ex-husband, I had a daughter prior to meeting him, and you know, he stepped up as a father figure in her life. So my daughter got so many father figures, Lord Jesus, like, don't tell nobody, y'all. My daughter got about 3, 4 father figures. But I never really, you know, I never really looked at men like, oh, he was this bad person and he treated me bad and F men and all of that. I never really felt that way, because that wasn't who I was as a person. And I know that at that time I had things that I could have done differently as well as him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not never going to sit up here and point the finger at him, because I know I could be a firecracker too, and I could be a troublemaker and all of that stuff too. So I'm not going to sit up here and act like I was in an innocent party. I never did anything. Hi. Well, you know, I don't know how to be anything other than honest, because what do I stand to gain? Like, what do I stand to gain from being a liar? Look, this my last time. This my last time. No, I don't think it's wrong, because at the end of the day, I met men who were willing to stand up and help me take care of my children. So if you think that's wrong, I don't know what to tell you. But I feel like I made it out like a bandit, because I always had men that were willing to help me take care of my kids. Hi, Eddie. But I always had men. I I always met good black men. So I don't have that story of, oh, the black men, they're this, they're that, they're horrible, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to treat a woman, and this, that, and third. I never had that experience. That never happened to me. That's not my storyline. I always met men that were willing to help me with my kids. She switched up. Switched up what? It's better. Yeah, it's better to have one man in your life, but if things don't work out, that's cool too. Like, if things don't work out and you have to move on with your life, that's just what you end up having to do. And if you're fortunate enough to meet somebody else that's going to be willing to see you, hi. If you have people that are willing, or you meet a man that's willing to help you with your children, that's a blessing. I don't care how nobody look at it, because it's hard to raise kids out here. Like, it's so many people that I know that are trying to raise kids, that raise children, and they have a hard time. Me and Jessica are no longer friends, but I definitely still speak to Robin, and she is doing really, really well. She's doing really well. But yeah, if you're fortunate enough to meet people to help you take care of your kids. I wasn't one of those girls that switch up on what? Stop switching up so quick. Switch up on what? I didn't switch up on what? I never said that men were bad. Like, I didn't even say my husband was bad. I just said we used to get into a lot of stuff. And we were young, so it was kind of like, wow. And I didn't want to. My kids are doing great. My kids are great. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, why would you say that? But you know what? That goes back to what I was saying about my mother. When you meet certain people, or when you get around certain people and you have a certain experience, when you get around certain people, you're used to experiencing. So it's a possibility, but I never like to view women as, oh, this person is jealous of me, or oh, this person is jealous of me, because it's just like, child, what am I doing out here that you got to be jealous of? Like, I ain't doing nothing you got to be jealous of. You can do the same thing I'm doing. I ain't doing nothing spectacular. I'm just trying to stay alive like everybody else. I ain't doing nothing spectacular. I see, but I want to be on your show, so you better let me know, when are you starting it? Because I'm getting on there, and it's so crazy, because I actually been looking for you for years, and I would stop past your house sometimes, and you probably wouldn't even believe that, but I used to stop past your house sometimes, so I used to be looking for you, and you never was there. Oh, the people is leaving out of the club that I was in. So it's like people in the parking lot getting their cars. Hi, Scarlett. I live in the hood. It's scary. It's okay to live in the hood. When you live in the hood, it's okay, because guess what? When you go in your house and close your doors, your house is whatever you make it. So if it's the inside of your house, as long as the inside of your home is not the hood, you should be fine. Go in the house and shut your door. Because guess what? You can live in the hood and you can have a peaceful environment. Close the door and leave them niggas outside. You in the game? Don't y'all start that. I know you ain't But y'all, my man is actually getting in the car right now, so we gonna have to wrap this thing up. But no, don't be in no gangs, child. That's you know what gang turned out to be? The gang turned out to be co-defendants. But we gonna have to end this live right now because we about to go home. Okay, y'all? And I'ma see y'all next time. Benny, you better start that show. And I'm gonna be the first person on there, okay? No, baby. Don't do no gangs. You look up, you be in the gang, next thing you know, they be telling on you, dropping a dime on you. Okay? So, I show him all the time. He be on if you go look on my channel on some of my lives or some of my little videos, he be on there sometime. But, I'm about to go home. No, I think we actually about to go get something else to eat because I done ate all my food from inside the club and I'm hungry again. So, and I ain't cooking nothing tonight, so. Why can't you leave your gang? I'm not saying leave them. You could be cool with them, but don't do nothing with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever go to do something, you better do it on your solo. You too. All right, I love y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later, okay? And happy Mother's Day. And I just want to tell y'all to stay strong. And be, you know, whatever situation you in, you'll make it through. I'm living proof of that. Because everything I done went through, I done did all types of stuff you wouldn't even believe. I done got locked up before. I done been in trouble before. All of that stuff, you can make it out. Okay? Thank you. You can make it out. You just got to believe in yourself, and you got to believe and want better for yourself. And just when you want better, you do better. Okay? And God will make sure, you too, God will make sure that you end up in a better position once you make that decision that you want to do and be better. Okay, y'all? So, I love y'all. Air hugs. And I will see y'all next time.